After going through this video, you will be able to explain an array, list down the types of array, explain numeric indexed array. We already know what arrays are and how they are used in a for each loop. In this video, we will first revisit the basics of arrays and then we will understand the different types of arrays. So let's get started. An array is a collection of some values that are of the same data type. These values can be an integer, string, float, or anything. But for a single array, the values must be of the same data type. We cannot have an integer, a float, and a string value in the same array. Each value in an array is referred to as an array element. An array, no matter how big, can be stored in a variable. This is why arrays are used, as they can store a number of elements together in a single variable. For example, let's say we want to store the names of these 10 students of a college. Now to store these 10 names, we can use either 10 different variables, or we can simply use one array of length 10 and can store all the names in an array as all the elements are of the same data type. The elements of the array are then accessed by the variable name using an ID, which is called an array index. In PHP, the array indices are of two types, and on that basis we have classified arrays into two types: numeric indexed array and associative array. Let us start first with the numeric indexed array. As the name suggests, this array has a numeric index that starts from 0. For example, we have this numeric indexed array. Here, $precedence is the name of the variable in which we have stored the array. All the elements are stored inside the parenthesis separated by a comma. Also, we have the elements as strings or texts, and they have to be put inside inverted commas as we have done here. So this first element will have index 0, second element will have index 1, and the third element will have index 2. Now, to print any of these elements, we need to use their corresponding array index. Say, we want to print George. So we will first use the variable name followed by the index value 0 inside the square brackets like this. Similarly, we can print the second and third element like this. We can also replace any existing element in the array. Say we want to update the name of the first element. What we have to do is simply first write the array index corresponding to the element equal to the updated value like this. So this will update the element present in the index 0. Suppose in this array we want to add a new element. As we have already created this array and have assigned it to a variable, so how can we add a new element? Well, it's pretty simple. We just need to add the index number which is immediate next to the index of the last element in the array. So in our array, the last index value was 2. So we need to use index 3 here and we'll simply assign it the element value like this. One more thing. We can also define the array element by element like this. It entirely depends on how we want to define an array. Before we end this video, we have a small exercise. In the previous video, we studied that for each loops are specially used for arrays. So what you have to do is use a for each loop to print all the elements in this array. In the next video, we will learn the remaining array, that is associative along with multi-dimensional array.